So hello everyone, it's Dr. Raman here with Nikesh Patel this time. He is a senior animal science major with the pre-vet option. So he is going to talk to you today about tips on how to register for courses, given that the registration period starts Sunday. So, Nikesh, what is the first thing you do to prepare for the registration period?
I would say that I make a list of all of the classes that I need to take.
Okay.
So usually what I do every year is I go through my degree navigator, and if I can, I meet with my advisor.
Oh, that's a good tip. I like it.
And I make a list of all of the classes that I need to take before graduating in order to graduate. And if I can, I also try and incorporate any of the electives that I know I want to take.
Okay.
And I think that it's really important to kind of research those classes as well. Some classes are only offered in the fall versus spring.
Right.
Some are only offered in, odd years versus even years.
Right.
So knowing when they're offered helps as well, so that I can kind of organize, not just for that semester, but in future semesters, what I plan on taking, so that you kind of have a path ahead of you set out. And then I collect all of the numbers for those courses, the course number and the index number and all of that stuff too.
Okay, so where do you go to find the information when courses are offered? Like you said, some are offered in the spring, some are only offered in the fall, so where do you go for that?
So that's kind of tough. I actually use previous course schedule planners, so even if you're scheduling for, say, the spring of 2015, you can go back to study the course schedule planner for the fall of 2014, and then see, okay, well, it's offered next spring, but it wasn't offered this semester, but it was offered last spring if you check spring of 2014. So then you kind of see a pattern, and you see, well, it's offered every spring, but not in the fall, so you kind of get an idea of what that is. Also, some courses have the website, so on the animal science department page, I'm sure that they have a lot of course descriptions, and on there they might say, well, only offered in the fall, only offered on even years or something like that.
Perfect. So what is the best registration life hack you have?
I would say writing down the index numbers is the most important part, because some students, I know I haven't done this, but my friends, directly off of their course schedule planner, they just hit register, and it uploads their entire, so whatever pre-planned schedule that they have, they just register that all at once. I don't really like to do that. I know that it's worked for my friends sometimes, but it's usually a hit or a miss. I write down the index number so that, in case that doesn't work, you can just go straight into WebReg, and manually type in all those index numbers, and that's worked every time for me.
So can you explain to someone who might not know what an index number is, what an index number is?
Right, sure. So an index number is I'm not sure if it's 5 or 6 digits long, but it's I think it's about 6 digits long. It refers to a specific section for a specific course in a specific department. So, section 12 versus section 13 of animal reproduction in the animal science department, they're going to have different index numbers. So if you want a specific section which is taught at a specific time on a specific campus in a specific building, you need to find that index number that's specific to that class that you want.
Okay. So, what are your tips for the night of registration? Because usually registration starts at 10 p.m. So what do you do before that?
So, some good tips are check your internet connection, which I believe Jess already went over.
Yes, she did.
So check your internet connection and have all of your, have your schedule laid out in front of you, so all those numbers that you need, and have a backup plan. So if you don't, get the class that you want and it fills up super fast, then have that other, backup set of numbers ready for you, so that you can just, register for another class instead.
Perfect. You sound like you're very organized the night of. You have your papers and you're good to go.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
I like it. I think organization is key.
Me too.
Yeah. So what do you do if you don't get a course you want or need?
I would say just try and register for something. If you don't get what you need right away, then it's not the worst thing in the world. You still have time. You still have until that semester actually starts. So if you don't get it right away, I think that it's fine. As long as you register for enough courses so that you're still, a full-time student, a part-time student, or whatever you need, I think that that's fine. And, maybe you have to register for a course that you weren't planning on taking until, a year from then. I think that getting something in the books is fine. You know, you're just kind of penciling it in for the moment.
Placeholder.
Yes, exactly. Yep. And then you just keep on checking it. It takes some work, but you know, you have to, if you really want the class, then you're gonna have to check it frequently over winter breaks or summer breaks or, you know, whatever, to see if it opens up. So if we're gonna start scheduling on Sunday, you know, you have until the day before the first day of the spring semester to kind of get that class. Exactly. And even then, students are going to drop it. And, you know, the first week, syllabus week of the spring semester or whatever semester you're starting, students are going to realize that they don't want to take it, or the class might not work out for them, or there's some sort of conflict with another class that they have. So there's still time, and, you know, you just have to kind of keep tabs on what's going on. But there is a chance that if you work hard enough, then you can still get into the class if you really want it.
Perfect. I think you have some great tips that will help all the students here. So thank you, Nikesh, for your help.
You're welcome.
Yeah.